The forgotten key to human potential. Introduction. The human mind has long been revered as the pinnacle of evolution, the seat of reason, creativity, and identity. Yet, despite centuries of accumulated knowledge, something remains elusive. An uncharted depth within, a force that silently shapes reality in ways barely understood. What if true self-mastery does not reside solely in the conscious intellect, but in a hidden power center, long overlooked and waiting to be awakened? Beyond the overworked faculties of logic and reason lies a far more potent source of intelligence, the solar plexus. More than a network of nerves, it is a gateway to the subconscious, the unseen yet ever-present force that governs emotions, intuition, and even the body's internal rhythms. It is here, within this forgotten center of power, that the greatest potential lies dormant, waiting to be accessed. Modern thought, grounded in science and philosophy, has tirelessly sought to explain existence through logic and observation. Yet, despite countless discoveries, humanity continues to struggle with inner turmoil, stress, dissatisfaction, and the persistent sense that something essential is missing. Meanwhile, spiritual traditions have spoken for millennia of an inner light, an energy source that fuels existence beyond the material realm. The key does not lie in choosing one path over the other, but in recognizing that science, philosophy, and spirituality are not opposing forces, but threads of the same truth, converging into a unified understanding of human potential. This journey reveals the profound connection between the solar plexus and the subconscious mind, showing how mastering this relationship can transform health, emotions, and destiny. Thought and breath, the twin forces of existence, serve as the keys to unlocking an internal reservoir of strength and wisdom. This is more than an abstract concept. It is a practical guide to reclaiming the power that has always resided within. Step beyond the limitations of conventional thought and into a world where mind and body are not separate but deeply intertwined. A world where every breath, every thought, and every intention can shape reality in ways never imagined. The journey begins now. Are you ready to awaken the force within? Chapter 1. The Solar Plexus. Deep within the core of the human body lies a center of immense power, a silent orchestrator of energy and consciousness. It is not the brain, the heart, or any organ that modern science would readily deem the master of human function. Rather, it is an overlooked yet profoundly significant structure, the solar plexus. More than just a tangle of nerves, it is the hidden nucleus of vitality, the bridge between the physical self and the unseen realms of intuition, emotion, and universal intelligence. In the modern world, we have been conditioned to believe that intelligence resides solely in the brain, that logic and reason govern our understanding, and that emotions are mere byproducts of the mind. But this perspective ignores the deeper intelligence embedded in the body itself, an intelligence that operates beneath the threshold of conscious awareness. The solar plexus, located just below the diaphragm, is more than a physiological network. It is the seat of ancient wisdom that shapes the very essence of our being. From a physiological standpoint, the solar plexus is a large cluster of ganglia, a dense nerve center intertwined with the sympathetic nervous system. It is the body's energy distributor, regulating the flow of vital force between the organs and ensuring balance within the autonomic functions of digestion, respiration, and circulation. But beyond its biological role, it is something far greater, the physical dwelling place of the subconscious mind, the storehouse of instinct, emotion, and a force that governs human experience in ways we are only beginning to understand. To grasp the true significance of the solar plexus, one must step beyond the limitations of mechanistic science and into a realm where body and mind are not separate but intimately linked. The solar plexus is the gateway through which universal energy flows, a receiver of higher vibrational forces that can be consciously harnessed. This perspective is not new. Ancient civilizations have long recognized the existence of a central power within the body. In Eastern traditions, it aligns with the concept of the Manipura chakra, the center of willpower and transformation. In mystical teachings from both the East and West, It has been revered as the source of personal magnetism, the very force that determines one's ability to influence the world. The solar plexus is not just a passive receiver, it actively shapes our reality. When it is fully functional and unburdened by stress or emotional blockages, the entire system operates in harmony. Physical health flourishes, mental clarity sharpens, and intuition becomes a guiding force rather than a fleeting sensation. But when this center is disrupted, when fear, anxiety, or negative thought patterns take hold, it constricts, cutting off the natural flow of energy and leading to a cascade of imbalances. The body weakens, digestion falters, and a sense of disconnection sets in, as if life itself has lost its vibrancy. Science, philosophy, and spirituality each offer glimpses into the power of the solar plexus, yet none can fully encapsulate its magnitude on their own. Science provides the anatomy, explaining how the nerves within the plexus regulate involuntary functions. Philosophy offers the inquiry, probing the nature of human consciousness and the mind's role in shaping experience. Spirituality brings wisdom, teaching that the solar plexus is the center through which divine energy is received and expressed. Only when these three perspectives are woven together can we truly appreciate the potential that resides within us. The true mastery of life comes from understanding and consciously activating the solar plexus. Through specific techniques, breath work, mental focus, and the deliberate cultivation of thought, it is possible to attune oneself to higher frequencies of energy. She describes the solar plexus as the body's central receiving station, constantly interacting with the vibrational fields that surround and permeate us. Just as a radio must be tuned to the correct frequency to receive a clear signal, so too must the solar plexus be harmonized to the right energetic state to function at its highest capacity. This is where thought plays a crucial role. The mind is not merely a processor of information, it is a transmitter and receiver of energy. Every thought carries a vibration, and the solar plexus responds to these frequencies, either expanding with strength or contracting with distress. Negative emotions, fear, doubt, resentment, create discord within this center, leading to stagnation and physical depletion. Positive emotions, confidence, gratitude, love, stimulate its activity, allowing the life force to flow freely and invigorate the entire being. Those who possess a naturally strong solar plexus often exude a magnetic presence. These individuals radiate confidence, drawing opportunities and people toward them with seemingly little effort. Their energy is potent, their intuition sharp, and their actions guided by an inner knowing that transcends rational calculation. Conversely, those whose solar plexus is weakened often struggle with chronic fatigue, indecision, and a lack of vitality, their presence barely making an impression on the world around them. Chapter 2. The Duality of the Mind. The human mind, in all its complexity, is often thought of as a singular entity, a governing force that dictates thoughts, decisions, and perceptions. Yet beneath the surface of awareness lies another intelligence, one far older, deeper, and more powerful than the rational faculties we so often rely upon. This duality of the mind, one part conscious and analytical, the other subconscious and intuitive, determines the course of life in ways that few truly understand. It is a delicate balance between logic and instinct, calculation and knowing, control and surrender. And it is within this balance, or lack thereof, that the secret to well-being and personal power resides. At the forefront of human experience is the cerebrospinal brain, the great orchestrator of reason, the instrument through which the external world is measured, analyzed, and interpreted. It is within this seat of conscious thought that the intellect is sharpened, where decisions are made based on logic, evidence, and accumulated knowledge. This part of the mind thrives on order, on defining and categorizing reality into structures that can be understood and controlled. It is responsible for speech, movement, deliberate action, and all forms of structured thinking. Without it, we would have no capacity for higher learning, and no means of engaging with the complexities of the material world. Yet for all its brilliance, this conscious mind is merely a surface layer. Beneath it, driving the very essence of existence, lies the subconscious, the realm of intuition, instinct, and deep creative power. Unlike the conscious mind, which processes information through logical steps, the subconscious operates in vast, interconnected waves. It does not question or reason, it simply knows. It is the storehouse of memory, the silent architect of habits and emotions, the unseen force that shapes reality long before thoughts take form in words. But more than this, the subconscious mind is inextricably linked to the body itself, housed not within the skull, but within the very core of the human form, the solar plexus. This great nerve center, often dismissed as nothing more than an anatomical structure, is in truth the gateway to the subconscious, the bridge between thought and manifestation. It is here that emotions first take root, where the deep and unspoken fears, desires, and instincts of a person reside. It is here that the vital energy of life is stored, radiating through the body in currents that shape health, mood, and even fate. For those who live solely in the domain of the conscious mind, detached from this deeper intelligence, life becomes a struggle against the very currents that seek to guide and sustain them. When reason is placed above intuition, when logic is given supremacy over instinct, a disconnection occurs, one that manifests in restlessness, anxiety, and a perpetual sense of something missing. The conscious mind, for all its strength, was never meant to function alone. It was designed to work in harmony with the subconscious, to receive its insights, and to trust in its silent wisdom. But modern existence, with its relentless focus on intellect and external validation, has severed this natural connection, leaving people lost in their own thoughts, disconnected from the deeper currents of their being. This disconnection is the root of much suffering. Without the grounding force of the subconscious, the conscious mind becomes overburdened, forced to carry responsibilities it was never meant to bear alone. Decision-making becomes fraught with doubt, creativity is stifled, and emotions, left unchecked by the stabilizing power of the solar plexus, become chaotic and overwhelming. The body, too, suffers, for when the conscious mind is in conflict with the subconscious, the natural rhythms of health and vitality are disrupted. The solar plexus, cut off from the harmony it was designed to maintain, contracts, leading to digestive issues, nervous exhaustion, and an overall depletion of energy. Yet, just as disconnection breeds disorder, so too can awareness restore balance. The key lies not in the domination of one aspect of the mind over the other, but in their conscious integration. The rational brain must learn to listen, to recognize that intuition is not its adversary, but its greatest ally. The solar plexus, long ignored, must be reawakened, its energy allowed to flow freely once more. Thought must not only be directed outward, toward logic and structure, but inward toward feeling, sensation, and the quiet voice of knowing that speaks without words. For those who achieve this harmony, life transforms. Decisions are no longer made from a place of fear or uncertainty, but from an inner clarity that cannot be shaken. The body, free from the tension of inner conflict, begins to heal, restoring itself to a state of natural vitality. Creativity flourishes, not as a forced effort, but as a spontaneous expression of an open and attuned mind. The world itself seems to respond differently, as though events, people, and opportunities align effortlessly with the quiet intentions held deep within. This is the power of a unified mind, the conscious and subconscious working in tandem, the cerebrospinal brain and the solar plexus no longer at odds, but in perfect synchronization. The greatest breakthroughs, the most profound moments of insight and transformation, do not come from force or sheer intellectual effort. They come from alignment, from the recognition that true intelligence is not confined to the brain, but is woven through every fiber of one's being. And when this truth is embraced, the struggle ceases, replaced by a life that flows with the natural rhythm of a mind and body, finally at peace. Chapter 3. The union of mind and body. The body is more than flesh and bone, more than a complex machine operating on biological processes. It is a living, breathing manifestation of the mind, shaped and sustained by the unseen forces of thought, emotion, and energy. Every cell, every function, every rhythm of life is influenced by the invisible workings of consciousness. Yet, In a world that prioritizes physical remedies over inner harmony, this truth is often ignored. The result is a population riddled with disease, exhaustion, and emotional instability, seeking solutions in external treatments while the root cause remains unaddressed. When the mind is in disharmony, the body inevitably follows. Anxiety, fear, and unresolved tension do not remain confined to thought. They seep into the muscles, the organs, and the very framework of the body itself. A mind in conflict creates a body in conflict. Stress tightens the nerves, weakens the immune system, and disturbs the delicate balance of vital functions. Fatigue becomes more than just a feeling. It becomes a state of being, a slow depletion of energy that no amount of rest can fully restore. And yet, few recognize that the origins of this suffering are not purely physical, but the result of a deeper misalignment between mind and body. At the heart of this misalignment is the division between the objective and subjective mind, between the rational brain and the subconscious intelligence housed within the body. The conscious mind, driven by logic, habit, and external influence, often operates independently of the deeper knowing held within. It doubts, questions, and overanalyzes, disregarding the intuitive wisdom that speaks in sensations rather than words. The solar plexus, the great reservoir of subconscious energy, holds the truth of what the body needs: balance, ease, and flow. But when the mind is disconnected from this source, it acts blindly, making decisions that exhaust rather than replenish, disrupt rather than heal. Harmony is a sign of true health, not just the absence of illness. In this state, the body and mind function as one, bolstering and supporting one another. The body operates with effortless vigor once this equilibrium is reached. Tension or resistance does not impede the free passage of energy. Emotions serve as guides, indicating the areas that require balance rather than being causes of distress. Since the nervous system is no longer troubled by internal conflict, it maintains its composure even when faced with external stress. This is the equilibrium that should be preserved, the natural state of existence. For many, however, this balance has been lost. The modern world encourages a disconnection from the body, placing all value on intellect and external validation. People live in their minds, consumed by worries, calculations, and distractions, unaware of the silent suffering taking place within them. Symptoms of imbalance, headaches, tension, digestive issues, chronic fatigue, are dismissed as random ailments rather than seen as messages from the body pleading for restoration. Over time, these ignored signals grow louder, manifesting as more severe illnesses, forcing attention through pain and dysfunction. But even then, the focus remains on treating the symptom rather than addressing the underlying disharmony. Restoring the union between mind and body requires a return to awareness. The body must no longer be seen as a separate entity to be controlled, but as an extension of the mind itself. Thought must become intentional, no longer chaotic and reactionary, but aligned with the deeper intelligence that governs well-being. Breath, the bridge between conscious and subconscious, must be used deliberately, drawing energy into the solar plexus and circulating it through the body. Every inhale must carry awareness, every exhale must release resistance. In this way, the nervous system can be soothed, the heart steadied, and the body reconnected to the rhythms of life. When the mind learns to trust the body, and the body learns to respond to the mind with clarity, healing becomes effortless. Anxiety dissolves, not through force or suppression, but through a deep understanding that there is no longer a battle within. Fatigue is replaced by a wellspring of energy, because the energy that was once wasted on inner conflict is now available for vitality. The sense of purposelessness that haunts so many disappears, for when mind and body are in sync, life moves with direction and meaning. There is no longer the feeling of being adrift, of struggling against the current. Instead, there is flow, an unshakable sense of being exactly where one is meant to be. This is not an abstract ideal. It is a state available to anyone willing to step beyond the limits of fragmented thinking. The key lies not in external remedies, but in the simple act of turning inward, of listening, of allowing mind and body to reunite in their natural state of balance. The wisdom has always been there, waiting beneath the noise of daily life, It is felt in the quiet hum of the solar plexus, in the gentle pull of intuition, in the moments when the mind ceases its struggle and simply allows itself to be. To achieve this union is to unlock a power greater than any physical cure, greater than any intellectual achievement. It is to step into the full potential of existence, where health is not something to be chased but something that flows effortlessly from within. This is the missing link that so many seek, the truth that has been overlooked for too long. The journey back to wholeness is not a complicated one. It begins with awareness. It begins with a breath. It begins with the choice to no longer live in separation, but to embrace the infinite intelligence that lies within. Chapter 4. Breathing and Visualization. Breath is life. It is the first thing we do upon entering this world, and the last thing we surrender before departing it. Yet, for all its significance, most people take it for granted, unaware that within each inhale and exhale lies a profound force capable of transforming the body, mind, and spirit. Breathing is not merely a biological necessity. It is a conduit for energy, a tool for awakening dormant power, and a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind. When combined with visualization, breath becomes more than an unconscious habit. It becomes the key to unlocking a hidden reservoir of strength, intuition, and magnetic presence. The solar plexus, the great energy center of the body, is intimately linked to the breath. It is here, within this nerve hub, that vital force is absorbed, distributed, and transformed. Every breath sends currents of life through this center, influencing the entire nervous system, regulating emotions and shaping the quality of one's existence. When breathing is shallow, erratic, or unconscious, the solar plexus contracts, restricting the flow of energy and weakening the body's natural vitality. When the breath is deep, rhythmic, and intentional, the solar plexus expands, drawing in greater life force and radiating it throughout the entire being. The ancient wisdom of breath control is not a mystical abstraction, but a precise science, one that has been understood by seekers of truth for centuries. The very act of inhaling draws in more than oxygen. It pulls in the subtle, unseen energy that animates all living things. This energy, often called prana, chi, or life force, is the foundation of health and power. The lungs, though responsible for filtering air, are also the gateways through which this energy enters the body. The deeper and more controlled the breath, the more energy is absorbed, fueling not just the cells but the very consciousness itself. Beyond the physical benefits of oxygenation, breath influences vibration. Every thought, emotion, and bodily function operates at a certain frequency, and breath is the conductor that fine-tunes this vibration. When breathing is slow and deliberate, the mind settles, emotions stabilize, and clarity emerges. The nervous system, often strained by modern life's relentless demands, shifts from a state of stress to one of balance. This shift is not accidental, but the direct result of the body receiving the energy it requires to function harmoniously. Those who master their breath master their state of being, for they no longer react to life passively, but command it with intention. Visualization, when combined with breath, amplifies this power. The mind does not distinguish between imagined experiences and reality. It responds to mental images as though they were tangible events. By directing breath with focused intention, one can shape the very fabric of their inner world, programming the subconscious mind to manifest new realities. If breath is the force that activates the body, visualization is the blueprint that gives this force direction. Together, they create an alchemy capable of altering perception, energy, and even physical health. A simple yet powerful exercise involves bringing awareness to the solar plexus with each inhale, imagining it as a glowing sphere of golden light. With every breath, this light expands, radiating warmth, strength, and confidence throughout the entire body. On the exhale, any tension, fear, or negative energy is released, carried away like smoke dissolving into the air. Repeating this process not only activates the solar plexus, but also conditions the mind to associate breath with renewal and empowerment. Over time, this practice strengthens intuition, sharpens focus, and enhances one's ability to influence both internal and external circumstances. For those seeking deeper relaxation, breath can be directed to different areas of the body, dissolving blockages and restoring balance. A conscious inhale directed toward areas of discomfort, accompanied by the mental image of healing energy saturating that space, accelerates the body's natural ability to repair itself. Similarly, rhythmic breathing, counting to 4 on the inhale, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4, steadies the heart rate, calms the nervous system, and induces a state of deep tranquility. The transformative effects of breath and visualization extend beyond personal well-being. Those who harness this power develop an unmistakable presence, an energy that others instinctively recognize. This is the essence of personal magnetism, not an external performance, but an internal radiance cultivated through mastery of one's own energy. People who breathe fully, who live in alignment with their inner rhythms, emanate a quiet yet commanding force. They attract opportunities, influence situations, and move through life with a grace that cannot be faked or forced. Mental reprogramming, the process of reshaping beliefs and behaviors, is deeply intertwined with breath and visualization. The mind is most receptive to new ideas when it is in a relaxed, open state, a state that breath naturally induces. Affirmations, intentions, and new patterns of thought take root more easily when introduced in moments of stillness, when the conscious mind is quiet and the subconscious is receptive. Through breath, the mental chatter fades, allowing deeper truths to emerge. By visualizing new realities with emotional intensity, the subconscious accepts them as fact, adjusting internal and external conditions to align with this new state of being. This science of energy activation is not reserved for the few. It is available to anyone willing to breathe with awareness and see beyond the limitations of ordinary perception. The body is not separate from the mind, and breath is the force that unites them. When one learns to use it deliberately, to inhale with purpose and exhale with release, the entire being transforms. Energy flows where intention is directed, and the power to shape reality lies within this fundamental truth. Breathing is life, but breathing mindfully is awakening. Long overlooked by conventional wisdom, the solar plexus is only waiting to be aroused and reveal its full power. Every breath is a chance to regain this ability, to go past the unconscious habits of the past and into a purposefully intentional future. Deep breathing, thorough exhalation, and clear visualization are not merely workouts. They are the keys to opening up the body's enormous energy reserves. Whether one is prepared to assert this power is now the question, not if it exists at all. Chapter 5. Thought as an architect. Reality is not something that happens to us. It is something we create, whether we are aware of it or not. Every thought, every emotion, every deeply held belief is a blueprint that constructs the world we experience. The mind is not a passive observer, but an active force shaping circumstances, attracting experiences, and weaving the intricate fabric of life itself. Those who understand this power hold the key to transformation, for they recognize that their external world is nothing more than a reflection of their internal state. At the core of this creative force lies the law of vibration, an unseen yet undeniable principle that governs existence. Everything, from the smallest atom to the vastness of the cosmos, is in a constant state of motion, vibrating at its own unique frequency. Thoughts, too, are vibrations, waves of energy that ripple through the unseen layers of reality, attracting experiences that resonate with their frequency. A mind filled with fear, doubt, and limitation will inevitably manifest circumstances that mirror these states, while a mind rooted in confidence, clarity, and purpose will draw opportunities, success, and well-being. The solar plexus, the great energy center within the body, acts as the conductor of this vibratory power. It is more than just a collection of nerves. It is a magnetic center, a generator of unseen forces that extend beyond the body and influence the material world. It absorbs the energy of thought, amplifies it, and radiates it outward, setting into motion the very conditions that align with its frequency. When the solar plexus is strong and active, it becomes a powerful beacon, pulling towards it the people, events, and opportunities that correspond to the mental and emotional state of the individual. But when it is weakened, when it is constricted by fear, self-doubt, or negativity, its magnetic pull diminishes, leaving life feeling stagnant, directionless, and devoid of fulfillment. The world does not shape the mind shapes the world. This truth is evident in the lives of those who seem to move effortlessly through existence, manifesting their desires with ease, as if the universe itself conspires in their favor. It is not luck that sets these individuals apart, but an unshakable understanding of how thought dictates reality. They do not allow their minds to be ruled by chance, nor do they let fleeting emotions dictate the course of their lives. Instead, they think with purpose, directing their mental energy toward the vision they wish to create. To wield this power consciously requires more than momentary positivity. It demands discipline, awareness, and an unwavering commitment to mental mastery. The mind is a garden, and every thought is a seed. Some seeds grow into towering trees of strength and prosperity, while others give rise to weeds of doubt and struggle. What takes root depends entirely on the gardener. The individual who tends to their thoughts with care, who uproot negativity before it spreads, and who nurtures ideas of success, health, and happiness, will find their external world blossoming in accordance with their inner cultivation. Emotions, too, are architects of reality, for they fuel the intensity of thought, giving it the momentum to materialize. A passing thought holds little power, but a thought charged with strong emotion becomes a force of creation. Joy, gratitude, and conviction amplify the magnetic pull of the solar plexus, drawing towards them experiences of the same vibrational essence. Likewise, fear, anger, and despair send out signals that summon struggles, obstacles, and disappointments. It is not enough to think positively. One must feel the truth of these thoughts, embody them, and allow them to permeate every fiber of being. Action is the final pillar in the architecture of thought. The mind alone can conceive, and the emotions can energize, but it is action that solidifies creation into form. Those who understand the connection between thought and reality do not wait idly for change. They move in harmony with their vision, taking steps that align with the world they seek to manifest. They trust in the unseen forces at work, yet they also recognize that the universe responds to motion, meeting them halfway in their journey toward realization. The mastery of thought is the mastery of life itself. To control the mind is to command destiny, to shape the very course of existence with precision and intent. It is the difference between being a creator and a victim, between walking a path of purpose and wandering aimlessly through the shadows of circumstance. The power to transform reality is not found in external conditions, nor is it bestowed upon the few. It is within every individual, waiting to be harnessed, waiting to be directed, waiting to be understood. For those who choose to embrace this power, life ceases to be a series of random events and becomes a canvas upon which the mind paints its desires. The question is no longer whether reality can be shaped, but whether one is willing to take control of the brush, to think consciously, to feel deeply, to act deliberately. This is the true art of creation, and those who master it will never again look at the world as something that happens to them, but as something they are actively shaping with every thought, every breath, and every intention. Chapter 6. The Superhuman Within. There exists within every human being a vast reservoir of untapped potential, an intelligence that transcends logic, an awareness that extends beyond the physical senses. It is a force that has guided visionaries, mystics, and extraordinary minds throughout history, leading them to discoveries, insights, and feats that defy conventional understanding. This force is not exclusive to the gifted or the enlightened. It resides within everyone, waiting to be accessed, waiting to be awakened. The subconscious mind is a vast reservoir of intelligence that may perceive realities that the conscious mind is unable to comprehend, rather than only serving as a passive repository for memories and habits. It takes in and holds on to every thought, experience, and impression, even ones that the conscious self has long since forgotten. It operates beyond of space and time, utilizing information that transcends individual experience and a collective consciousness that has existed since the dawn of time. Learning to communicate with this inner mind enables people to have extraordinary insights, solve problems seemingly out of the blue, and have visions that lead them down previously unconsidered avenues. Throughout history, individuals who have accessed this hidden intelligence have changed the world. Inventors, artists, and spiritual leaders have spoken of moments of sudden realization, of ideas that seem to come not from within, but from some vast and infinite source. The greatest minds of civilization, from the ancient mystics to modern scientific pioneers, have all acknowledged an inner voice, an intuition that led them beyond the confines of ordinary reasoning. This was not a coincidence, nor was it mere inspiration. It was the subconscious mind, working in harmony with a greater universal intelligence, revealing that which logic alone could never uncover. Intuition, often dismissed as a fleeting or unreliable feeling, is in truth the language of the subconscious. It is the whisper of a deeper knowing, a communication from a mind that sees far beyond the immediate. When intuition is honored and cultivated, it sharpens, transforming into an unfailing guide, a compass that directs decisions with precision and clarity. Those who have learned to trust their intuition move through life with an ease that others struggle to comprehend. They make choices effortlessly, seemingly always at the right place at the right time, as though they are tuned into a frequency that others cannot hear. Beyond intuition lies an even greater potential, the ability to perceive beyond the physical, to access realms of awareness that exist outside the five senses. Psychic abilities, long dismissed by rigid scientific thought, are nothing more than the natural extensions of the mind's capacity when freed from its self-imposed limitations. Telepathy, precognition, and heightened perception are not supernatural gifts, but rather latent faculties that can be awakened through focused intent and practice. The subconscious mind, when fully engaged, can bridge the gap between what is seen and unseen, revealing a reality far richer and more interconnected than previously imagined. The awakening of these abilities is not an accident, nor is it reserved for a select few. It is a process of deepening awareness, of learning to quiet the noise of the conscious mind and listen to the deeper rhythms of thought. Meditation, breath control, and visualization are among the most effective tools for accessing this inner realm, for they create a state of receptivity in which the subconscious can communicate without interference. In moments of stillness, when the distractions of the external world fade, the hidden faculties of the mind begin to stir, revealing insights, visions, and understandings that had long been buried beneath the surface of awareness. Many have experienced glimpses of this heightened state, moments where reality seems to shift, where time slows, and where an undeniable sense of knowing takes over. These are not coincidences, nor are they tricks of perception. They are windows into a greater reality, brief encounters with the superhuman potential that lies within. The difference between those who live with these experiences occasionally and those who harness them at will is simply the degree to which they have cultivated their inner awareness. There are countless examples of individuals throughout history who have tapped into this power, some recognized, others lost to time. Leonardo da Vinci, with his seemingly limitless genius spanning art, science, and engineering, described his insights as visions that came to him in moments of deep contemplation. Nikola Tesla, the pioneer of electrical engineering, spoke of receiving entire inventions fully formed in his mind before ever putting pen to paper. Great spiritual teachers have demonstrated abilities that defy conventional understanding, acts of healing, of knowledge beyond learning, of perceptions that extend into the unseen. These were not men with advantages beyond ordinary reach. They were men who understood how to quiet the rational mind and listen to something deeper. The same potential lies within everyone. The ability to access higher consciousness is not a gift, it is a skill, one that can be honed through awareness and practice. It begins with trust in intuition, trust in the silent knowing that exists beyond thought. It deepens through discipline, through the conscious effort to align thought, breath, and intention. And it manifests as a transformation, not only in personal understanding, but in the very nature of reality itself. For those who embark on this journey, life ceases to be a mere sequence of events and becomes an unfolding of deeper meaning. Synchronicities emerge, guiding the way forward. The mind sharpens, no longer clouded by doubt and hesitation. The body, once burdened by stress and resistance, moves with ease and vitality. And the world, once seemingly separate and indifferent, becomes a reflection of inner mastery, responding with clarity, purpose, and undeniable synchronicity. The superhuman potential within is not a myth, nor is it a distant possibility. It is here, now, waiting to be claimed. The mind is a gateway, the subconscious a vast and endless reservoir. The question is not whether one has access to this power, but whether they are willing to step beyond the confines of ordinary perception and embrace the limitless awareness that has always been within them. Chapter 7. The Path to Mastery. Mastery is not an abstract concept reserved for the enlightened few. It is a state of being that anyone can cultivate through conscious effort, discipline, and awareness. True mastery is not about control over others or the accumulation of knowledge alone. It is about alignment, about bringing mind and body into harmony so that every action, thought, and emotion flows with purpose and clarity. It is the difference between moving through life passively and engaging with it fully, between being tossed by external forces and standing as an unshakable presence in the world. The foundation of this mastery lies within the solar plexus, the great center of energy, intuition, and vitality. When this center is weak or blocked, life feels chaotic, emotions become overwhelming, and personal power seems like a distant dream. But when the solar plexus is activated and balanced, the body pulses with energy, the mind sharpens, and an unshakable sense of purpose takes root. Awakening this center is not a matter of mere wishful thinking. It requires practice, the deliberate cultivation of habits that strengthen the connection between thought and energy, between intention and action. The breath is the most direct and powerful tool for activating the solar plexus. Breath is more than a biological function. It is the carrier of life force, the key to unlocking the immense potential that lies dormant within. Deep, conscious breathing floods the body with energy, clearing away mental fog, dissolving emotional blockages, and restoring balance to the nervous system. The simple act of breathing fully into the solar plexus, expanding it with each inhale and releasing tension with each exhale, is enough to shift one's entire state of being. With time, this practice becomes second nature, a silent source of strength that can be accessed at any moment. Visualization amplifies this effect, directing energy where it is needed most. By closing the eyes and imagining a warm, golden light radiating from the solar plexus, one can enhance its magnetic power, drawing in confidence, clarity, and resilience. This is not mere fantasy. It is the conscious programming of the subconscious mind, the deliberate shaping of reality through focused intent. Every great leader, every person of influence, knowingly or unknowingly, has mastered the art of seeing themselves as they wish to be before they become it. The mind cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. It merely responds to the dominant images and emotions that it is given. But breathing and visualization alone are not enough. Mastery demands that one confront and dissolve the negative emotions and subconscious patterns that have been ingrained over time. Fear, doubt, and resentment act as chains around the solar plexus, restricting its power and dimming its radiance. These emotions do not arise from external circumstances, but from the internal narratives that have been accepted as truth. Releasing them requires awareness, the willingness to observe one's thoughts without attachment, to question old beliefs and to replace them with new, empowering perspectives. It is not about suppressing emotions, but transforming them, understanding that every negative thought carries within it the seed of its opposite. Fear can be transmuted into courage, doubt into certainty, and anger into focused action. Physical movement also plays a crucial role in maintaining this balance. The body is not separate from the mind. It is an extension of thought, a vessel that must be engaged and energized daily. Exercises that activate the core, such as controlled breathing with diaphragm expansion, stretching, or even simple postures that open the chest, stimulate the solar plexus and encourage the free flow of energy. Movement clears stagnation, shaking loose the mental and emotional debris that accumulates over time. A powerful mind requires a strong body, and a strong body supports a powerful mind. Beyond these practices, true mastery requires a shift in daily awareness. The way one speaks, thinks, and reacts to the world must align with the reality they wish to create. Words carry energy, and those who speak in terms of limitation, failure, and impossibility unknowingly reinforce those conditions in their lives. Changing this means becoming vigilant, replacing unconscious patterns of speech with statements that reflect strength, vision, and certainty. It means walking through life with a sense of presence, engaging fully in each moment, rather than being lost in the noise of past regrets or future anxieties. Clarity, health, and personal power are not distant goals, but natural states of being that emerge when the mind and body function as one. When the solar plexus is fully activated, life ceases to feel like a struggle. Decisions come with ease, guided by intuition rather than hesitation. Opportunities seem to arise effortlessly, drawn in by an unseen force that aligns with one's internal state. Relationships deepen as confidence replaces insecurity, and authenticity becomes the foundation of every interaction. Challenges no longer provoke fear, but are seen as opportunities to refine and strengthen the self. Living this way is not a matter of luck or talent. It is a choice. It is the decision to no longer be ruled by unconscious patterns, to no longer accept mediocrity in thought or action. It is the commitment to cultivate inner strength each day, to nurture the connection between breath, mind, and energy, and to recognize that every moment is an opportunity to shape reality. This is not a fleeting transformation, but a lifelong path, a way of moving through the world with purpose, resilience, and unshakable confidence. The wisdom of mind-body unity is not a theory to be debated, but a truth to be lived. Those who embrace it find themselves stepping into a new reality, one where they are no longer at the mercy of external forces, but are the architects of their own existence. The journey to mastery does not require anything external, for everything needed is already within. It only asks for awareness, discipline, and the willingness to step beyond limitation and into the boundless potential that has always been waiting to be claimed. Conclusion: a new age of consciousness. There is a wisdom, ancient yet timeless, that humanity has overlooked in its pursuit of external knowledge. It is not written in textbooks, nor confined to the sterile halls of scientific inquiry. It is a wisdom that has always resided within, embedded in the very fabric of existence, pulsing quietly beneath the surface of thought. It speaks in intuition, in the silent nudges of knowing that arise without reason, in the inexplicable sense of connection to something greater. It is the forgotten language of the solar plexus, the subconscious mind, the bridge between the physical and the unseen. For too long, the mind and body have been treated as separate entities, their relationship misunderstood and their unity ignored. The intellect has been worshipped, while the deeper intelligence of the body has been dismissed as secondary, as if thought alone could sustain the spirit. Yet, despite the advances in science, technology, and philosophy, something remains missing. People continue to struggle with fatigue, anxiety, illness, and an overwhelming sense of disconnection from life itself. They search outwardly for answers that can only be found by turning inward. The solar plexus is not merely a nerve center, it is a gateway. It is the meeting place of the conscious and the subconscious, the physical and the energetic, the seen and the unseen. When activated and understood, it becomes a source of strength, clarity, and unshakable confidence. The subconscious mind, vast and limitless, holds the key to personal transformation, storing the knowledge of all experiences, filtering the unseen forces that shape reality, and guiding every individual toward their highest potential, if only they learn to listen. To awaken this power is to step beyond the limitations imposed by doubt and fear. It is to reclaim the ability to shape reality rather than merely respond to it. Health, once seen as something fragile and dependent on external conditions, becomes a natural state, restored by the alignment of mind and energy. Success, rather than being the result of struggle, emerges effortlessly, drawn in by the magnetism of a focused and attuned mind. Enlightenment, once thought to be the domain of mystics and sages, becomes a lived experience. The simple yet profound realization that life is not happening to us, but through us. The shift required is not one of mere belief, but of practice. It is the choice to breathe with awareness, to think with intention, to align the body with the unseen forces that govern existence. It is the willingness to see beyond conditioned patterns, to recognize that every limitation is a construct of the mind, and that every individual possesses the power to rewrite the narrative of their own life. The world is not fixed. It bends to the vibration one holds, to the energy one radiates, to the depth of consciousness one dares to explore. The question is not whether this power exists. It always has. The question is whether one is ready to awaken it, whether one is willing to step beyond the confines of ordinary perception and embrace the truth that has been waiting all along, whether one is prepared to move from passive existence to conscious creation, from uncertainty to clarity, from limitation to boundless potential. A new age of consciousness is not something to wait for, it is something to step into. The path is already here, the power is already within. The only thing left is the choice to awaken,